You know, it's actually not rocket science to understand why someone who has hundreds of billions of dollars would simply want more, even if that person doubled their value in less than a day. And also why someone who has had complete retribution is a godlike figure to followers and who has gotten any and everything that they wanted, still not happy. Stay tuned. I am here to explain exactly why it's never enough. Recorded a couple of months ago, but this will always be relevant.
So let's talk real quick about how Elon Musk said that if our government, our elected officials, the party, whether or not you are Democrat or you're Republican, this man from South Africa, and he might be a naturalized citizen in which he had to get that handout from us. He is not an actual born American, and you have to be an actual born American in order to be the president, right? But this man has dreams of grandeur. It's not enough for him to be the richest man in America. No. He is now the richest man in the world. Okay, fine. Kudos. What do you want? A cookie? I understand you can afford a cookie from anybody that you want, but he wants more than a cookie, guys. He wants to have power. And let me tell you something about power. Sometimes with people, when they worship money, then money becomes essentially their god. Meaning they worship their god, money, and they will do whatever it is to get it. And I know that sounds like Elon Musk, but it's not. He has worked his entire life to be liked. He has worked his entire life to have that clout. That's why having enough money and people liking him because he had enough money wasn't enough for that man. What's enough for that man is for people not only to like him, not only to want to be around him, but it's also to give, he wants people to actually like him. So now that people like him, it's not enough. He's had a taste of that. This is the sign of a person who you cannot quench their thirst. You cannot say enough is enough, because nothing will ever be enough. And the Quran warns about people like this. These people will never have enough, be enough, nor will they be satisfied, because they are not on the right path. They don't understand what contempt means. And not meaning contempt as far as like, I'm talking about they can't be content. They cannot be content. Okay? Not content. Anyway, you guys know what I'm saying. He can't be content. He cannot be content. He is in contempt of his own self because he is not happy. And you can't find happiness without being on the right path. You cannot find happiness without being a good person with good morals. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have, I don't care how many millions of dollars he decides to give away, that does not make him a good person. And you're finding out just how much of a good person he is not. Now, does anybody remember what happened when he took over for Twitter? Because I think a lot of people got sidelined by how much he said that he wanted Twitter to be, and now X. He wanted it to be a place where people can go and they can talk and they can have freedom of speech. Is that happening? No, it's not happening. Want to know why? Because when it came to free speech about talking about people he didn't like and things that he didn't like, or he didn't want you to be talking about, or even him himself, he was like, nah, we gotta squash that. You can't talk about that. Do you guys remember what happened to all of those people who was on the books and working for Twitter? Do you guys remember that? They got pink slips. They got pink slips real quick, and they got pink slips around Christmas time, too. Don't you guys like that Christmas time? Don't you like being able to buy stuff and do stuff and everything? Oh, well, they got them pink slips because of a man who is not content with himself and in contempt of himself. Okay? That's deep. Now, you guys, since he has been by Donald Trump's side, he took the credit for him getting elected. Did he get him elected? Maybe he might have had something to do with it, but I remember how thousands of people from around the way and millions of people from around the whole entire United States and whoever is a United States citizen around the world mailed in, wrote in, showed up for, and put in and cast an actual vote. That is energy. That is people and places and things that wanted and had their own ideas and own everything to go to the daggone ballot box in the place where we go to actually vote, to vote that man in. Now, no, I'm not a Trumplican, but I know one thing. Everybody is saying that he was elected fair and square. I don't necessarily believe that. But whether or not that's the truth or not, how could this man take on any responsibility for getting these people hired? Huh? Because that's what we did. We hired Trump. I didn't hire Trump, so let's not say we. The voters for Trump hired Trump to do what he promised but lied about. Okay, but that is the promise that he made to his constituents. Did he make promises to us about having unelected people take over his job? Did he make that promise? No, he said he didn't know what Project 2025 was about. And Elon Musk he's not in the pages of Project 2025. I'm not saying that I want Project 2025 because I don't. But what I'm saying is nobody voted for Elon Musk. Where the heck did he come from? And who the heck is he to say that he can run around and get people elected or not? This isn't the first time he has threatened people that we elected to office in the Congress, which is a different branch of government, which was created to be a check on the executive branch. Okay, that's why they are there. They are there as a guardrail. Can you imagine the chaos and the destruction that could happen if we allowed Trump to just get in office and just let these people take over our government? Can you imagine what would have happened if we had allowed that to this point? I mean, through a lot of deliberation and back and forth, we have made sure that Pete Hegseth and what's his name, Matt Gaetz has gotten there, and whoever else has a problem with getting into whatever seat that Donald Trump said that he wanted them to be in. And just going off on a tangent real quick. If President-elect Trump really cared about you, don't you think that he should have elected people? If President-elect Trump cared about you for real, don't you think that he would have chosen people who was good for us to be in office? So it should not ever have been about whether or not Trump puts people in office based on loyalty to Trump. It should be based off loyalty to the American people. And him not having people to go into office or selecting cabinet members that do well for everyone in America should be a big red flag and enough to be something that everybody should go, wait a minute, pause, hold on, what's going on? Still, I digress. Let me move on with the rest of what I was saying, in which I forgot. Oh yeah, Elon Musk. Okay, so Elon Musk is not elected to any office. I didn't vote for Elon Musk. You didn't vote for Elon Musk. Elon Musk came along towards the end of the daggone presidential race, and he injected a lot of money from kind of sort of from the beginning, but he injected a lot of money into this thing that we call the American presidential race. And he decided that he was going to overstep, I feel, and put even more money into the thing, offering people $1 million. They got y'all stupid selves to go ahead and vote for them, vote for him, basically buying votes, but not on paper. But it changed your mind. So maybe the way the law is written has to be changed about how people can go about stealing votes and paying people off for votes. Maybe that needs to be changed because clearly it didn't cover all the bases. So he went ahead and did all of those things to make sure that Trump got in office, but now this sucker won't move away from the side of Trump. Now, I had been around for a long time. I served in the military. I served in a lot of different fashions that I have to uphold, our way of everything now. Like, I have to. I don't have a choice. And I have to enforce the laws because of the organizations and stuff that I have worked for. But that doesn't mean that I am against our regulations. That doesn't mean that I am for our regulations. I'm just doing my job, okay? I'm just doing my job. So no matter what, I have to be neutral. But do I have an opinion? Oh, you guys know I have an opinion. You guys know I have something to say. And what I would like to make sure that you guys understand is that you have the power. We all felt a sense of dread after Trump got elected into office. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. But I'm going to tell you this. God is showing us what is happening. And God is also standing by and watching. Stand back and stand by. And he is wanting you to get out and do something about it. I don't care what God you listen to or talk to, whether or not you get up and do something. All of this is a threat to you. And you should not want to break down a government system that you're not using. You're not using it correctly. And if you used it correctly, the system works. There's no reason to break it down. The people who are saying that they want to break down government, they want to take away this and do that, dismantle everything, what are their interests? Have you stopped and asked yourselves what are their interests? Because they're not running around saying what their interests are. They're telling you how bad things are. But they're not telling you what they get out of you hating what you have. Have you stopped and thought about that? So Elon Musk cares about how much people like him. He cares about, let me feed this cat before I go. He cares about wanting people to be around him and to love him and to adore him. He don't care about anything else. Now, for real, you guys, who does that sound like? Does that sound familiar? It sounds a lot like Trump, if you ask me. Now, you guys have gotten underneath it a spell. Because it's a spell, and it's an evil spell. Of one, and now two people who only want love, control, adoration, and money. They don't care about you. See, the difference between Trump and Elon Musk is that Trump will give you what you want. He's already said it. As long as you agree with him, as long as you're on his side, as long as he's on the side that will give him stuff and to give him that clout and give him that love and that caring that he never had, apparently, from when he was growing up. Because he is wanting this love and this adoration, not just from you, but he really wants it because he's a wounded child. And he wants it from his daddy. Okay? So he's like, just give me the love. Just give me... You guys, we can never give either one of these two people the love and the adoration and the respect that they are looking for in the way that they want it. Because we are not the people who they want it from. And so people who are wounded like that, they run around and they try to get that love. They try to replace that love, but you can't replace that love because that love is only gotten. That love is only gotten from the place that you want it to be from. Okay? And so therefore there's a hole in that person's heart. There's a hole in that person's being. And there have been wars in the past that have been fought for those same reasons, on those same lines, because of those same conditions. Huge wars have been started and fought because of the love that someone did not receive from their mother or their father their entire lives. Okay? I love history. I research history. And there have been so many different wars that have come about because they say, oh, because of war, because of love, because of women. No, it's been because that person is not getting what they wanted. It's because that person isn't getting what they wanted from the place that they wanted it from. So you will never heal Trump by giving him what he wants. You will never appease Elon Musk by giving him what he says that he wants. But you will self-destruct your own self and the whole country by trying to do so. You cannot. You will not ever succeed. Nothing will ever be okay. The only thing you could do is escape their gaze and everything. But Congress can't. We elected Congress to be our strong men and our strong women who will get up there and do as we ask them to do as we demand that they do. Because that's their job. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's their job. You will never appease people who are out with a different agenda. And this all literally goes back to the house. All this right here is manosphere. You guys. To me, yes, it's plain as day. To me, yes. But just because it's plain to me doesn't mean that it's plain to you. And you guys have to get on. You have to understand and know this. Just look up social psychology. That'll probably help you a lot. But you will never give the love and adoration that these people need. And they will wear a mask until they feel like there's nothing else to get from you. Until they feel like when in private, maybe this person can come along and yell at you and talk to you any kind of way. And in private, this person can get what they want from you. And you turn around and put on a face to the rest of the people, to the rest of the world. And you act like this is your thoughts and your doing. And this is how abused people act. Everybody thinks that it's their thoughts and their actions. And they must be this way and that way. And yeah, they know on some levels that they are enabling someone, but they don't know how much this person is being manipulated. They don't know how much of this is theirs and how much of this is the other person's, because of the fusing of the fake, of the debauchery of the person that they're trying to hide the wrongdoings of. So, does the person who's being abused get and understand? Do they get and understand everything that they are doing? Probably, but are they doing it as a survival tactic? Yes, they are. But see, we have elected people to be in these offices and die suicidal, political suicide, if you have to, because those are the standards in which need to be implemented in order for us, the people, to get what we want. We didn't build the United States government so that somebody can come in and be there forever. There are term limits for a reason. And that term limit doesn't mean that you get to stay there your entire term of your life. It means that you have a couple of years to make a difference and get out. Because you got to earn this seat. And these people are coming in and they know that deep down they can't keep this mask on forever. They're itching to get this mask off. So what do they want to do? They want to take away the Constitution. Because when they take away the Constitution like they want to, then they can take off that mask and be who they want to be. And when they take off that mask and be who they want to be, they don't care about whether or not you see them for whatever they are. They don't care. They don't have to care. And they can go right on being the person, the abusive person that they are, and try to get you underneath of their thumb because they really want to get your love and adoration by any means necessary. But they themselves don't understand that they will never get what they want. But first, before they do that, they do have to be a little bit cunning. They have to be sly. They have to make you feel like they love you and to make you give them that love back to get what they want. Yes, you're being manipulated. Everybody manipulates. Everybody does. Right on down to the child crying because the child is trying to manipulate you into giving them food, love, adoration. Okay? And until you understand that you could take the bad from out of whatever is good. Meaning that you're like, oh, manipulation, oh, they're terrible people. No, they're people trying to survive. And you have to understand that. Stop doing this left against right stuff. You guys will never appease these people, but what they will do is destroy you. They will destroy this country. They will destroy everything in their path. And guess what? They don't care. They don't care. And why should they care? They don't have to. They're millionaires. They're going to be all right. But will you? You're not going to be okay. Nobody elected Elon Musk to be in office. His office, I don't care how many committees that they set up for Doge. Doge doesn't exist. Okay, it doesn't exist. And it doesn't have to exist either. And our politicians that we put in office run that. Our politicians run the purse. We have the power for that. We still have some power. And America, you need to wake up and understand that you have power. You have that power. You have that clout. You have what they want. Because if they had everything that they want, they wouldn't ever have to answer to you. But they do. They do still have to answer to you. And right now, these guys are showing you who they are. And we have to take heed of that. They're showing you who they are. which is a blessing for us to be given the vision, the sight, the understanding, the know of who they are. It's a blessing. They're not trying to hide anything. They're not trying to make you like them at all. This is good. So you know in your face what's going on. Lord have mercy. I see you later, little pumpkin. So, yeah, get over yourself about talking about, those terms that nobody ever wants to talk about. But sometime, at some point in time, you're going to have to confront. You're going to have to confront what's going on. Yeah, fascism. Yeah, authoritarianism. Yeah. But let's start off at a basic spot first. These people telling us that they're going to break down our democracy. They're going to break down our country. They're going to throw away our Constitution. I remember on January 6th, they argued and complained and came up there and said, it's our house. Whose house? Our house. They talked about the Constitution. They talked about people who did not do as the Constitution says. Right? They came up there and supposedly fought for that. Do I believe in their cause for coming up there and doing all that the way they did? No. But what happened to loving the Constitution? What happened to wanting to further the best that they thought was for this country? What happened to feeling like someone stole they stole from you? What happened to that? Are they not still stealing from you? Did this person who's not an American, you guys sat up there and y'all complain, and I say y'all, because I wasn't part of them. Y'all complain so much about Barack Obama. Oh, Barack Obama. All this other stuff, right? Trying to say that he wasn't an American. He wasn't this, he wasn't that. But yet you still sit here and you argue on the behalf of a South African man. Is it because of his skin tone? But you guys are so blinded by your price of eggs that you would sit here and not just consider, but fight for and on the behalf of someone who was born not American at all, and consider him in any sort of way to replace our elected officials. You elected Johnson by way of electing the people who voted for him to be Speaker of the House. And you guys are flirting with replacing the Speaker of the House with Elon Musk, who is not a goddamn American citizen. Based on the Constitution, to be able to run the highest office in the world, he is not eligible to be president. But somehow, you guys have put him in a position to run everything that is us. That is unholy American. How would you guys even flirt with something like that? Not only is he not elected, not only does his office of Doge not exist. I don't care how many times you repeat Doge. I don't care how many times you repeat that crap. It does not exist. It is still a thought. It is a want in someone's mind. It is still a concept. Just like you haven't even been given anything that anyone has promised to you. Things that are your basic rights. You have a right to your health care that you have right now. It is legal. And they're saying we're going to take that from you to give you nothing but a concept of an idea that is in our brains, that you cannot be even privy to the concept of it. Just trust us. What? You're throwing yourselves on the sword for concepts. Do you realize how stupid this is? You guys want to talk about LGBT, and you want to talk about how they have an identity crisis and how people are giving into their delusions, and you're not going to stand for their delusions to run the rest of the country. You're not going to stand for their delusions, their what do you call it? The way that they see themselves is not the way you see yourself, and so you say that they are mentally ill people, and you're not going to give into their delusions. Ask yourself this. And I am not for the whole LGBT using my bathroom thing, okay? So let's make that very clear right now. If someone has the appendages of another particular sex than I am not for them using my bathroom or a bathroom with my children or doing anything on a sports team, and especially not the Olympics and things like that. I'm not for that. I'm not. Okay, so before you try to pigeonhole me in something like that, I'm not for that kind of stuff, all right? And I'm also not for the delusions of the Trumplicans either. And even the Trumplicans who have bought and digested, swallow, eat happily on the delusions of their leader are delusional when it comes to the takeover, the coup that Elon Musk himself, by himself, has made to take over you. Because you are blinded by his money and his glitz and gold. Look over here, don't look over there, don't pay attention to nothing over there. Meanwhile, while you are deluded and happily so in your delusions, and mad at people calling you deplorable, and mad at people calling you idiots and stupid and everything else, mad at all the small and dumb things, instead of putting on critical thinking hats and minds, and instead of glorifying knowledge and understanding and actually reading and comprehending things that are in your face and going on, instead of saying, wait a minute, why? Why are they saying these things constantly about me? Why are they saying these things? What? Instead of breaking it down, you get offended and you dig yourself in deeper. You dig your whole, you go full on. Sunk cost fallacy. You have put so much into this, it has to work. Well, the definition of insanity is to keep on doing the same thing and getting the same results. And that is what you're doing. That is what this has evolved into. And that is what's going on now. It's absolute insanity. It's chaos because it doesn't work. It's chaos because you keep on doing the same thing and getting the same results. You hoisted up a person that does not deserve, the position that you put them in. And this is what you get. And you're doing it again and don't even realize it. At your own expense, at your own peril. With the election of Donald Trump, yeah, you told women you don't care about women. Yeah, you told your children that you don't care about them in their future. Yeah, you told the whole of America, screw you, I'm right. And you'll see, sure you did that. But you also screwed yourself. Because you have added to the delusion and you have added to the debauchery by also including in Elon Musk, because he muscled his way in somehow and he won't go away. You muscled him in to also owning you and pushing out your dear leader. Who do you think is going to win between Donald Trump and Elon Musk? I bet my money on Elon Musk. You want to know why? Because he's younger. And because he has so much money, if we keep on down this path, he can stick around for a very, very long time. And he can implement what he wants, because Donald Trump has already said he will suspend the Constitution because he wants to run for a third try. That man is already an old, dusty, crusty fool walking right onto the hands of the Reaper. Okay? He is being called back right now. He is having the pangs of being old and facing your demise. And that demise being the demise that all of us are promised. Because the only thing that I have to do in life, the only thing that I have to do, I must do, the only thing that I must do is die. That is promised to us all. There is no one here from the beginning of time. There's no one here from 150 years ago. No one. And when you get old, the signs of old age, you start rambling, you start forgetting, you start getting them body pangs. Is that not what this old man is doing? You start getting skinny. Is that not him? All of that is happening right now to this old man. All of those things that you said about Biden, yeah, they're happening. And Biden, admit it, I'm old. I'm not what I used to be. And neither is Donald Trump. He can't go toe-to-toe with no one. No one. Only way that Donald Trump can win against somebody is if he falls on them. He's so heavy that he's going to crush you. It's going to hurt if he steps on your foot. Okay, it's going to hurt. But that's about all that man got. I don't care what he tells you. He's old. Okay, he's old and he ain't whooping nobody's butt. Have you ever seen an old person with a cane lift his cane up and try to hit somebody? That's why brains always wins over bronze. Always. Because I don't have to be the biggest, the youngest, the fastest, the tallest. I don't have to be all of those things in order to win against someone. I just got to be smarter. So work smarter and not harder. And that is exactly what Elon Musk is doing. He's working smarter, not harder. Well, his brain cells are definitely working hard. But he's working hard about how he can con you into giving him complete control of America. And guess what? He can do it right now and is doing it right now without being an elected official through a person who is not in office yet. How crazy are you for allowing that to happen and usurping your power? Your leaders have usurped their power because you guys are not lighting a fire up underneath of their butts to tell them, no, it doesn't matter what that man said. Who the hell does he think that he is, telling our elected officials whether or not we like them or not? Who is he to tell our elected officials that they will not get voted in to office the next time? Because the last time I checked, it was you and me who went to our ballot places and put in our votes. We elected them, not him and his money. Because he has to work overtime to make sure that our minds get that way. And that's another thing. People, get out of that bubble. Turn off your devices. Talk to your neighbors, your brothers, your sisters, people across the world. Tune into something else. Rather than what someone is telling you, go and verify. Open source AI is there. You can ask open source AI. Open source AI will tell you the truth because open source is getting it from everywhere. You're not using what you have at your fingertips the best way possible. You don't have to listen to me. But what I would like for you to do is prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. And I'm going to tell you right now, you cannot prove me wrong with staying in your echo chamber. You cannot prove me wrong with doing the same things that you have done before, which is the definition of insanity. You can't. So do something different. Prove me wrong. But prove me wrong on your own. And not because someone else told you that this is what's what. Okay, you guys gotta watch it. Because our entire future is literally on the line. Right now, the world is going through chaos and destruction because of people like this that have mommy and daddy issues. We gotta stop and get out of ourselves and look at the broader picture of things. We have to seek knowledge, and we have to implement will, our good will, even our selfish will. But in order for you to survive, I have to survive. Are we not Americans? Is this not a United States? You cannot say, oh, I want to give back the control of everything to the states. That's division. We are united. The federal government unites. You don't tear the federal government down because you want to be divided. The federal government unites. Your state is, yes, it's your state, but you also get a say. You run this country. Now run this country. Stop making other people responsible for your duty to run your elected officials. You run them. They say what they want because it came from your mouth. You make them jump how high you want them to jump. So what are you going to do? You have to be a fire up underneath of their tail every single day. You have to flood their office with calls to do what you want them to do, not some South African-born someone who is a naturalized citizen, who does not have a stake in this besides lining his own pockets and trying to get you to love him because his mama or his daddy didn't love him enough, or the way that he wanted him to. Come on, people. What is wrong with you? The world is at war. And that war can come here. Without our government working and without our government being funded, without our people in their places to do what they need to do to make sure that this country runs correctly, we are sitting ducks for chaos and destruction at the hands of a foreign government. Maybe Elon Musk is a foreign agent. Maybe he's a double agent. And you guys are blinded by his money. And you don't see the lies that he is putting forth. Maybe, just maybe, we're all being played. So shut down our government and see if one of those foreign people across the ocean somewhere is not going to come and get us. See, because there ain't nobody flying our F-35s and nobody's in our Apaches and nobody is giving us any support the way we need to give. Nobody's floating around in the Navy ships. Okay? Nobody is in our government to hand somebody else documents and say this and do that and everything. Nobody is doing that. If we're shut down, we're shut down. And we're sitting ducks for someone to come over here and hurt every single American that we have. Hey, MAGA, you guys are stupid. You guys got to think about the bigger pictures. Yes, I said you're stupid. Sit down and eat it. Why did I say you were stupid if the only thing you took from what I said here was that you were stupid? Then you are stupid.
Free pie? We turned America's economic pie into a real one. This is the American pie. And found a lot more people willing to address a simple question. Who gets what? We have 5 plates.
Alrighty.
This represents everybody in America.
Okay.
So you've got your wealthiest 20% all the way down to your poorest 20%. And that is the American pie. The pie itself represents about $98 trillion of household wealth in America. We asked people to dole it out as accurately as possible.
I guess start off with 2 slices.
On the
Here?
wealthiest? Okay.
Yeah.
How many pieces of the pie would you put on the middle class?
Put 4.
4. All right. That's the middle class.
Let's do half a piece to the poorest.
Like right in the middle there?
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
So we're going to have to move some of the wealthiest to the lower class.
How much?
2 pieces.
To the lower middle?
Lower
Okay.
middle class.
Okay. So can I show you what
Yes.
reality looks like?
Not like this, obviously.
Unfortunately not. No one was even close. So it's actually 9 pieces of pie.
Wow.
Yeah. 90% of the wealth is right here in the top.
That's terrible.
Now, the upper middle class and the middle class, they share 1 piece. So these guys, they've got about 80% of a piece. They get 20% of a piece. And then the lower middle class, they've got 0.3% of a piece. Yeah, they have some crumbs there. There you go. That's what they get. And the poorest, they have no pie. In fact, they have less than no pie. They actually have a bill for pie. They're in pie debt. They owe pie. People in the poorest 20% are, on average, more than $6,000 in debt.
It's very sad.
Yeah?
It's very sad. It's very depressing. I grew up here.
Really?
Uh-huh. That was me.
Let me show you something else. So, even if you just look at the wealthiest and you go to the top 1%, so the wealthiest 1% of everybody, these people alone have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 slices of pie. What do you think?
I want to know who these people are.
Is that what you expected?
Not at all.
Thank you so much for tuning in, staying with me all this time, and listening and hearing me out and not taking it personally. So what I want you guys to do is to leave a comment. I want us to start a conversation. I don't want to talk at you. I want to talk to you. And the fourth person to comment, I'll send you a $5 bill. So let's see. Come on, let's go. And I'm going to need you guys to come back to my page and check out my new videos. For whatever reason, you may not be getting the new videos, but I should have more engagement because I have so many people who are actually subscribed to me. Thank you guys. So please come back periodically, check my channel, and listen to the newest video. Each video is uplifting, inspiring, and great. So like, subscribe, comment, share, come back and see what's going on here. Fourth person to comment gets $5 from me, and end scene now.